welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to be doing this video today. It's something that I've not done to this level of filming ever. And so I am really excited to share this with you today, and I am baking with you. I really love to bake, and although I don't do it often enough, I still enjoy the time that I do get to do it. And because it kind of just makes it for me not being able to cook, but anyways, you gotta do something. So today I'm gonna make a vanilla buttercream cake with you, and it's a recipe that I found online, and I did it a little bit differently, and this is kind of my own taste to it, I guess you could say. So without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so we're gonna get started, and the first thing, I just want to go through all the things that you will need. And so first, you're gonna want to have something that your cake will come on at the end. You're gonna need a cake form. You're gonna need potentially 2 different bowls. I'm using 2 different bowls, one for the dough and one for the icing. A hand mixer, or if you have a KitchenAid or any kind of mixer, that's what you'll be needing. A small saucepan, and you'll need 2 1/4 cup of flour, all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 2 teaspoons baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 cups water, 2 cups of sugar, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm using sunflower oil because it's basically the only thing I can get in Germany, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 2 large eggs. And that is all that you will need for the dough. And for the icing, you will need 1 cup or 2 sticks of butter at room temperature, 3 cups of powdered sugar. However, I'm only using 2 cups because I'm hoping this will get me as far as I need to go, and because that's all I have. 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and up to 3 tablespoons of milk. Other things that you will need is, I have a little cooking brush that I will use to butter the cake pan, a little silicone spatula, or just any kind of spatula that you will need to be able to scrape things out. Helps a lot. A handy dandy icing smoother, cake topper, whatever you want to call this guy. And I use this to weigh out all of the things that I'm using. So if you have something like that, or if you just use cups and tablespoons, that works too. I only have something for grams, but this works out perfectly. And last but not least, some beautiful colored sprinkles for the very end. All right, let's get started. So I'm just going to butter a cake pan so that it's all ready for the dough and that doesn't stick. Make sure you get the sides as well. Okay, we can set that aside for now. So in this bowl, we're going to whisk together the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. In goes the flour. Ting ting. 2 teaspoons baking powder and 2 teaspoons baking soda. This is not coming out very well. Okay, we're just gonna kind of guess it then. This is how I bake. I don't know how you bake. I'd say it's 2 teaspoons. And half a teaspoon salt. Okay. I forgot my whisk, but now we're just gonna whisk those things together.
In a medium saucepan, we're just going to heat it over some medium-high heat, and then we're going to pour in the water and the sugar, and we're going to bring it to a simmer and stir it until the sugar dissolves for about 1 minute. So after the sugar has dissolved, we're just going to remove the saucepan from the heat, and then we're going to add our 6 tablespoons of butter and wait for it to melt before we put it into the refrigerator to cool off.
So now that we have left this to cool off for about 20 minutes, we're going to whisk in the vegetable oil and the vanilla extract. And so now we're going to take our 2 eggs and we're going to crack them and beat them and pour them into here. And it's easier to crack them in here instead of putting them in there because it's a lot easier to get the eggshells out of here if there are any. Now I'm just going to take those eggs, I'm just going to lightly beat them and then pour them into here and stir. And now we're gonna pour this into our dry ingredient bowl. We're gonna use our hand mixer to mix that together. Yummy. You ready? So now that it's nice and smooth, I'm going to just pour it into our cake pan. Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice and moist. It sounds gross, but don't let it be gross. Don't let it be gross. There's nothing better than a nice moist cake. Oh, and it smells so rich of vanilla. That's gonna be so yummy. So now we're just gonna take this and put it in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. And our oven will have been preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. So while our cake is turning into yummy deliciousness, we're going to start working on the frosting. So now we're going to want to add our butter into our mixing bowl for the icing. A lot of butter. This is a buttercream, friends. And room temperature is important too because it will help mix better with the other ingredients when it's soft. So now we're just going to add in our powdered sugar 1 cup at a time. So now we're going to add the vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons vanilla extract. You know this is a vanilla cake. And now we're going to whisk at a medium speed. At first we start with a lighter speed, now we start with a medium speed. And what you can do too when it starts to stick to the sides, just take your spatula and just scrape it all down so it doesn't stay up at the top. So now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of milk and then we're going to beat for 3 minutes. So after you are done whisking your frosting together for about 3 minutes, want to take a look at your consistency and see if it's satisfactory to you or not. If it's too thick, you think, you can add another tablespoon of milk. Mine looks fantastic, smells delicious, and tastes even better. If this cake doesn't taste good, then I'll just eat the frosting off of it because this is the best thing I've ever made. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for our cake to finish baking when it's down to a golden brown, and after putting a toothpick in it we'll see if it is ready, and then we're going to let it cool for a little while, and once it's cool put some frosting over the top of it and decorate with sprinkles. So now we just have to wait. I'm just going to cover the whole thing in the frosting. So once you have it all covered in frosting, you can take your sprinkles and just sprinkle them however you want. I'm just going to go along the outside. And there you have it. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and let me know down below if you made this cake and what you thought about it. It's very different. I've never boiled water and sugar and butter together and let that cool as part of the ingredients that go into a cake, so I'm very excited to try this out. And I heard that it helps make it moist, but let me know what you think. If you've tried it before, what your experiences were, and what other tips I could do to make it better. And another disclaimer, I am not a professional baker in whatever way, and so if you're a person who bakes professionally and you saw me do a lot of mistakes, just give me mercy because I do not know what I'm doing most of the time. But anyways, have a great day, you guys, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye!